Number 2 is to build back musculature. So I've just got a couple of light weights there. Now, when we come down into position, obviously we want the position that we've just talked about. So we want the shoulders level, we want the hands underneath the shoulders, we want the knees underneath the hips. We also want to maintain the position of the back. We want to lightly brace the abdominals. What then happens is when we lift the leg, we want to be able to feel this glute muscle working. What will also be happening are these muscles on this side of the low back will start to work because they're holding this hip up. If they stop working, the hip drops. So we come into this position. What also happens on the other side is these muscles at the sort of the top of the back, and you can also get the lats working if you screw the shoulder like that and have the palm almost pointing upwards. What you've then got is you've got the glutes working, you've got longissimus and iliocostalis working, or the erector spinae group. You will also have QL and other muscles working as well, but then on the opposite side, lats will be working, upper traps, rear deltoid, they will all be working. So it's a really easy way of being able to get all of that musculature working, and it's all of that musculature that supports the lower back, because all these muscles, they join into a tissue called the thoracolumbar fascia. Now the thoracolumbar fascia is important because it covers the entire low back area. What it also does is it joins in, so if they're the spinous processes on the back of the spine, it joins in, and when it's pulled taut, it lifts them and stabilizes them in position. So you get the posterior shear forces acting against anterior shear forces. So they neutralize and they stabilize the lower back. It's a bit of a misconception that low back muscles do all the support for the lower back. It's actually all this whole musculature that supports the lower back, because they pull the thoracolumbar fascia tight, supporting and holding up the vertebra in place. And the better that those muscles are working as a whole group, the more support your lower back will get. So what you can also do when you want to add a little bit of load to it, you just get a couple of light dumbbells. Again, hold the exact same position and just come out here. Again, you'll feel a little bit more in the way of work because, and if you've got any ankle weights, again, you can add those, and that will just stimulate that whole posterior chain of muscles to work a little bit more, so you'll get a little bit more out of them. They're building strength, they're building endurance. Most importantly, you'll gain the stability because they'll all fire at the same time. Again, bringing that tension through the lower back to be able to support the lumbar vertebra that much more. So the second way is to get that whole rear or posterior musculature activating, and you can add just light weight. It doesn't need to be heavy weights, you can add light weights to that as well.